In today's video, I want to talk about an incredibly powerful tactic to help you land your next job. Unfortunately, most candidates, well, they don't do it the right way. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to do it in the most powerful and effective way possible. Let's go. So what is that tactic I'm talking about? Well, that tactic is reaching out and engaging with a job poster. As someone who has sat in the corporate recruiter seat, I can tell you that there is absolutely a wrong way to do it and a right way to do it. And today I want to focus on the right way to do it so you can increase the likelihood of you getting a job interview and ultimately a job offer. Now, first and foremost, the best place to do this is on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is really great because there are recruiters reaching out to candidates, there are jobs being posted all the time, you can engage with companies and hiring managers. It is an incredibly powerful place for a professional network, and it's absolutely where you should go to apply for jobs. And one of the things that I love about applying for jobs on LinkedIn is often when you click on a role, you can see who the job poster is. I'm gonna throw an example right here, but as you can see, here's a company, here's a job, and here is the person who actually posted the job. So what does that tell you? Well, it tells you as a candidate, you can actually reach out with them and engage with them. Most people don't do it. And most of the people who actually do it, well, they don't do it right. So let's talk about that. So I'm going to talk about the wrong way, and this is the way most people do it. I can tell you I have received hundreds and hundreds of these messages. And that message is something along the lines of, I've attached my resume or CV, please take a look and please advise. That's it. That's it. So let me just talk about this plainly. That is a bad plan. A lot of people think, well, I might be qualified for this role, and if I send it over, then they'll say, you're a great fit for this role. But if I'm not, if I say, please advise what I should apply to, maybe they'll move me to a different role that I am qualified for. Yeah, so let's talk about what's actually going to happen here. If you have an incredibly rare skill set, right? Like if you are in IT, computer engineering, you have experience with a really high in-demand skill set and there's a talent shortage, that might work. Or if the recruiter is incredibly desperate and they don't have any candidates for whatever reason for the role, you just happen to be sending your resume in, that might work. But let me tell you how it's going to work for the general public. You are going to send in your resume and they are going to respond. It's going to be crickets. And a lot of people, when this happens, what do? Where they say, well, that's just recruiters for you. It was a bad recruiter. Well, have you thought that maybe it was a bad message? It's like going into a restaurant. Can you imagine going into a restaurant, standing there at the hostess desk and going, I'm hungry? What kind of results do you think that would yield? The answer is bad ones. So let's talk about how you can actually do this effectively. And the good news is it's actually quite simple. What you want to do is you want to state the role that you've applied for, and you want to include in there a paragraph that highlights your alignment with the role. Like, hi Ben, I wanted to reach out to you because I just applied to your role. I've been in recruiting for 13 years. I've experienced managing a large team. I've specifically worked in these industries, and I think I would be a great fit. What you're doing there is you're looking at the must-haves or the qualifications for the role, and you're stating how your experience meets or exceeds those things, and you're being specific. It's also important to say that you have followed the process, you've applied, but you are very interested in the role, and if they have any questions, they can reach out to you. The reality is one of these things is going to be effective and one of them is not. If you just send over a resume and hope that the recruiter does everything for you and magically guides you into a role you're qualified for and that you get an interview and ultimately get hired, that might happen every once in a while. But it is not a good plan. A far better plan is being specific, selling your role alignment with your qualifications, and being intentional with your actions. Now, one of the things I would also recommend doing is I would recommend that you upload your resume to LinkedIn. That way recruiters can see it. It is easier for you to apply to jobs via LinkedIn. And this video right here, it's gonna show you exactly how to do that. Again, this video is done. I hope you take this advice, but you should absolutely do this as well because it's going to help streamline that moving forward.